Welcome to this look at new mods on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. It's Tuesday the 7th of July. We have new mods. I just want to start off by apologising for no mod review on Friday or yesterday for reasons beyond my control. I wasn't able to do it, but I'm here today for today's mods. We do have a couple of updates. They are as follows. We have updates to the Fiat Agri Winner F Series by Euro Agri Modding. Goldcrest Valley by Puma145 and Xylex04 has also had an update. I would suggest checking out the change logs on those. The Goldcrest Valley ones had quite a few changes in the change log on that. And the Cowshed by DMI 20mm Normandy has also been updated today. And so for the mods today, we have got in front of us the diesel tank. This is by Pavelk 20. This is a 2,000 litre diesel IBC. When you buy it, it comes to the store. It's not a placeable one around the map or anything like that. It costs 3,200 and it has diesel in it. Once the diesel's empty, the IBC disappears. It does what it's supposed to do. You'll find this under pallets. Just there. There's 2 slots for when you place them, so you bought a few of them and put them somewhere. You might want to put them on the back of a vehicle or something. I mean, there's plenty of diesel tanks and various different things about, but it's just another option to have. There you go, there's not much else to say about that one. Moving on now onto the field. We've got this is the sheep pasture. This is by BGamer003. As you can probably already tell, it's a pasture for putting sheep in. This will hold 80 sheep. It will use 9 slots. Water trigger is just here. The triggers all pretty much right on top of each other actually. So your wool pallet spawn trigger is there. Your fuel, your water trigger is just here. Your buy, sell, load or unload trigger is just here, and the gates do open. It's nicely detailed. What I like is here, we can open the door here. Now the light trigger, you have to come at this at a bit of an angle to get this to work. Come on. Every time I did it before, the door would open and close like so. Did that come on? Yes it did, right. Now, there we go. So light on inside. Like I say, it's really nicely detailed. Now the feed trigger is just here. So as well as the door thing, the feed trigger is just here. Now I tried that with a large trailer to set this all up and it didn't like it. With the smaller trailer it was absolutely fine. It does take hay pellets as well, so if you want to do hay pellets. Now one thing I have noticed, I let the animals go through the night because I wanted them to produce wool and various different things, egg boxes and things. There's no mess. They haven't produced any mess anywhere, or at least not that I can see, unless it's in the grass or something. But what we'll do is have a quick look in the menu. We'll go down to our sheep. I think it's just sheep black, this one, 21. Yeah, there's nothing on there that says, if you look at the other sheep there, it says cleanliness. For my other ones, this one, there's nothing for cleanliness. So if you want to do sheep and you don't want to have the hassle of cleaning them out, this is actually a pretty good mod, this one. BGamer003. You'll find this, don't know why it came out of there, under animal pens. Right at the very end, 6,500 to buy as well. That's nothing. 6,500, holds 80. You know, just need their feed. It will take, like I say, hay pellets. It will take hay. It will take grass and then water, and job done. Then they start producing. Not bad at all. Very cool. Let's see if I can get the light turned off this time. Come on. Nope. It's one of those triggers. There we go. Light's gone off. Right, moving on. More animal pastures. Now, last week we had the container pallet container from ModPassion that would allow you to take things from the triggers of animal pastures. So wool, it would take automatically and put onto the trailer. It would do milk and put it into milk churns, and the eggs, I found that the egg one I couldn't get to work, and what actually you needed to do was use the egg pallet mod, and if you put the egg pallet mod in the sell point it worked fine. Well, this is a whole different setup, also by ModPassion, but this is actually the animal pastures as well, and we've got a few options here with this. I'm going to show you a little clip of something in a minute because it's actually pretty cool. Not to say the one wasn't before. Now that isn't the egg pallet mod. This is part of the mod itself, the actual kind of livestock pasture. We've got chicken ones and we've got sheep as well. So we'll have a look at it in here first. So under animal pens, we start off here with this chicken coop. So we've got chicken coop small, chicken coop large. The small holds 100, the large holds 400, 20,000 and 40,000 respectively. Now that one says a place to keep your chickens. The egg boxes produced will be placed on pallets. So when they start to produce, rather than coming out in egg boxes, they come out on pallets automatically. So you don't have to use the egg box pallet mod, it will do it automatically, put them out. That one next to it, the large one, will also do it on pallets, but that's the small and large. If we go across another two, we've then got a small and large, but this one then says the egg boxes produced will be placed on pallets inside a container. So these are duplicates of these two, but these, instead of being on pallets, they're on pallets on a container. Do you think that's pretty cool? And then it's the same with the sheep. We've got a small sheep pasture that will hold 80 and a large one that will hold 250. Again, the first two say that it will put the wool on pallets, which is generally, it goes on pallets anyway for sheep, but the next two also says the wool produced will be placed on pallets inside a container. Very nice indeed. So what I did was got one small one that produces and puts on pallets, one small one that puts on a container. Then I did the same with the sheep. Didn't go with the large ones because I thought it would be a lot messing around with more animals and that kind of thing. So I put all the feed in and then sped up time. As I sped up time, rather than egg boxes appearing on the floor, the pallet spawned, like it normally does with the wool pallets. You know, they just suddenly pop out of nowhere and drop onto the floor. Fantastic, I thought. Now here's the other thing with this mod. As part of this pack, we need to look under tools and animals, I think it was, and the other mod will be there as well. If I scroll across, so that's the one from last week, the container pallets. If I keep going, what came out with this mod today is this one. So we've got specific container egg pallets, specific container wool pallets. They're 4 slots each, so not too bad on the slot count. The pastures themselves are only, the chicken husbandry are 4 slots each, and the sheep husbandry are 10 slots each for the pastures. So these came with the actual pack, and you can change the main colour to suit whatever you want as well with those. So I thought, reading that, I went and got one of each, one for eggs, one for wool. I put one down here in the eggs, and I put one down there for the wool. As soon as I sped up time, it said no more space for wool pallets. I thought, well, hang on a minute, I don't understand. That these ones are specifically designed for it, or say these ones are specifically designed for it. Actually, what transpires is you don't have to get those and move them around and place them. These entire things spawn, drop out of the air, just like the wool pallets do. So this one appeared out of nowhere, as did the one for wool. So you don't actually have to buy them, they just boom, appear. Now I'm assuming what will happen is when we sell the wool and the eggs that are on these will then disappear like pallets do, but I'm not too sure. We're going to test that theory out. What I'm going to do is show you a quick clip of what happened when I sped up time of this particular one spawning. Pretty cool, eh? So yeah, it's an interesting way around of doing it. These ones, as far as I'm aware, will still work. What I am going to try, though, this is the egg one. I'm going to take it over to the eggs that are here. There you go. See, it automatically loaded them onto those. So that's specific for eggs, but that's not one that popped out of the air. That's one I actually bought. What we're going to do is drop that off. I'm going to go and grab the wool one, because what I'm curious about the wool one, and again this is one that I bought from the pack, not one that spawned out of thin air, is whether or not this will work in conjunction with a pre-existing one. So I'm going to try it on the other sheep pasture that we just placed, which isn't part of the DD ModPassion pack, the one from BGamer003. because this is specific for sheep and wool, so yeah. So that works a bit like the one we had the other day. Except the other one the other day you went in and you had to specify what you wanted. These ones are specific to those particular things. Right, so now the next test of this is going to be, I haven't tested this yet myself, so this is live testing as we go. Now egg boxes I've just, oh sorry, spawned another box there, but what we'll do is grab the wool one. I'm going to hook up the wool one, we're going to go and pick up the wool from the other one as well. So all of these, both this container and the wool pallets, all spawned automatically. I didn't have to place anything, they just appeared. So what we'll do, hopefully if this all works, seems to be so far, it's a good start. So we'll pick up the wool we got from there. We'll take it to pick up the wool from here. I'm assuming this is going to work. Otherwise, what would be the point, really? Nice, and now we'll go and sell it. So what I'm assuming is going to happen now is, much like the pallets that disappear, like wool pallets normally, because this is a spawned one, what should happen now is, if I speed up time, actually we'll do that in a second, a new one of these should spawn in the wool pallet area. We'll check that. That should happen too. So let's go to the sell point. Now, do I need to do anything to get this to work? That's interesting. Let's do that. Now I thought those would sell automatically, so why are they not selling? Do I actually need a spinnery sell point to get those to work? They normally do. Maybe they're too high off the sell point. Oh, that's interesting. So why won't they sell? Ah. Oh, that's interesting. So how do you sell them then? Well, there we go, a bit of live testing, but that's odd. I just thought it would automatically just take them and then the whole thing would sort of disappear, but oh, bear with me a second. Now, according to both the sell points, the edge one and the one up there, they take wool. Both of them do. So why will it not take it? Oh, that's really frustrating. I wonder if I can transfer it onto this one. Oh, it's got another way. So it's taken from that one. I'm at this present moment baffled. Right, let's swap over. So we go from what I'm going to call the ethereal one, the one that spawned out of nowhere, to the one that I bought. Right, so now it's switching back because I'm hooked onto it. So everything's going off the other one onto this one. That's a lot of faffing around though, isn't it, if you have to do that? There we go, right, so it's disappeared. So it disappears once it's empty, just like a pallet does, which is fine, like a wool pallet does. But that still doesn't explain why it's not selling at the sell point. Right, now let's take this to the sell point and see if this will sell, because this is a more, I don't know, a solid thing, I don't know. Am I missing something? I'm obviously missing something with regard to selling this, aren't I? Because Because this should just be selling now. This is probably going to be really obvious to everyone else. Something I'm missing. Do I have to release it completely? Surely that can't be it. Nope. Well, that's got me stumped. Like I say, answer on the postcard if you know why, if you know how to sell the stuff, please let me know. But at least we know that, like I say, we can swap between the two, the real ones and the ones that vanish. But what we'll do now is speed up time quickly. And what should happen, because these have got feed and water and whatnot, the new one should pop up here. So let's just speed up time a bit. You should see it happen. There we go. Boom. So there's the new one. Like I say, so they just spawn out of air just like the pallets do. And we know now that when they empty, that they also disappear, just like a wall pallet does. What we don't know is how to actually go about selling this stuff off of one of these. Okay, well, that's the mod by DD ModPassion. Anyway, the husbandry sheep and the husbandry chickens. So the pallets kind of, sort of work to a greater or lesser degree. We're going to be using this in just a moment, so I'm going to leave that behind. What we are going to do though is another mod by DD ModPassion. Is this one just here? This is also new today. As well, it wouldn't be on here if it wasn't. This is the Placeable refill silos by DD ModPassion. Each one of these is 4 slots each for the first one. These are buy points. The premise behind these being that wherever you are on the map, you can refill, so you can place them. They don't take up a huge amount of room. We do have a few kind of buy anything silos at the moment in the mods hub. This first one is a kind of buy, well, it's not buy anything, but buy a selection of things if you just want one. And each of these you can buy specific things. So that's pig food. We've got one for horse food or oats. We've got one for chicken feed, wheat, one for seed, one for solid fertiliser, and one for lime. These are 10,000 each to place. They take up a little bit less room than the buy points like the Edge Castiga one. Let's say there's 2 or 3 knocking about we've got at the moment. These are a little bit smaller. And if you don't want one that you can buy a lot of things from, and you've got one particular animal type, they don't take up a huge amount of room, and you can just have that one particular thing. That said, if you want multiple things, buying one of these probably isn't the way to go for you. But I can see where they would have their uses. You know, if you're running a pig farm, fine. Now, prices. As far as pricing goes, pretty equitable across the board. What I did was a test between the Edge one that I've got over there, the Edge Castiga Buy Anything Silo. So I bought 4,000 litres of each of these from there. Then I bought 4,000 litres from each of these and compared the prices. These ones are a little bit more expensive, but not by very much at all. So it's not like they're ridiculously expensive or ridiculously cheap. They're about the same. Wheat over there was 1,550 for 4,000 litres. Here was 1,617. Lime over there was 989. Over here was 1,080. Oats over there was 2,447. Over here was 2,553. So like I say, not a huge amount of difference in it. These were a little bit more expensive, but not by very much at all. This one here on the end, if we click on that, you can buy wheat, barley, oats, canola, sunflowers, soybean, corn, seed, chaff, wood chips, fertiliser, lime, pig food, and back to wheat. So it doesn't do everything. You can't buy all the forage, you can't buy total mix ration, you can't get hay pellets and straw pellets and stuff like that, but you can get pretty much everything else that the other ones do. So like I say, you might want to go for that one, and it's not too big. I know I keep saying that, but that's kind of, I'm just trying to look at the what would be the positive for having one of these compared to one of the other ones, and size realistically is that thing. I think they're under miscellaneous. So there we go, 10,000 each to buy. And like I say, 4 slots each for the first one. Once you bought the first one of each, it drops down to 1 slot each. And yeah, as long as you own the land and it will allow you to place them. Some maps are a bit finicky about where you place things. pretty handy bit of kit to have. So there you go, by DD ModPassion, the placeable refill silos, which moves me on to the last of the mods for today. And it's this. Another bit of wizardry from North Modding Company. Those crazy inventors over at North Modding Company. They do some really good stuff. If you like your forestry, there you guys. This is the timber loader. And this is in conjunction with another mod. It does say required mod NMC Griffin. But we've got two Griffins now on console, so you've got to remember, one of them is the semi, and then the short semi, whichever one to call it, and the other one is the module truck. You need the Griffin module truck because this is the module that goes on the back of that module truck, which is this one here. Now it does also state in the Modhub you need to have the short version, because as of the last update, the Griffin trucks come in various different lengths now. You can have a much longer one now, but it does say specifically the short one is what you need, and it does need to be the module truck, because the other one comes standard with a fifth wheel. The module truck doesn't. You have to have different backs on it, the modules, to get that to work. So what I'll do is show you that first, just so it's nice and clear. So the NMC Griffin S730 Semi is the newer one that came out. The older one, this one here, is the Griffin module truck. That's the one you're going to need. And then on the back of that, whereabouts were the modules on this? I think this is under forestry. Might have been under miscellaneous. Sorry. Yes, there we go. So the NMC modules are all in here. So you've got the heavy haul, timber bunk, HKL long, chipper, HKL short, because obviously there's now a shorter version, or the longer version, whichever way around, and the timber loader is on the end. So you want the timber loader, 15 grand. The timber loader is 9 slots. We've got the option to change the main colour, which is basically the bulk of all of it. And what's a bonus for me on this? Alongside the North Modding Company mill loader, which I absolutely love using and did on Holmerkra, this one's got the option for tension belts, yes or no. I would say if you don't like or struggle to do loading with the cranes, go for the tension belts, because, well, we're about to find out. I say because they're brilliant. Fingers crossed, they're brilliant. They should be. We'll see. So, let's come it the right way around this time. So hook up, and off you go and do your driving around and get to wherever you want to go, which is all very lovely. What we will do is unfold the truck and put that last wheel down. So what we'll do is get to wherever you want to go. Now this could be used in a yard, could be used anywhere. It's a little bit larger. The crane, the grab is much bigger than your standard cranes you get on various different power fingers and different crane arms. So what we'll do now is unfold trailer, which does this. That is madness. Now it does put that little module bit on the top, or little whatever that is. I think it's a camera or a sensor. If you switch cameras, now one thing I will say that I have found, inside cab, this is the crane camera, which I think is what we're looking at from that little white box. But when you move the crane, that goes a little bit jerky. So regular crane controls, pretty much. L1, we raise it up to our rotation, like so, and then we do L1 on my right stick, like so, like so. Then R1 on my right stick, we open it out. Now this has got quite a reach on it as well, so if you are going to be using it in a yard or in a particular area for doing loading. Oh, that's weird. Why is that not? What am I missing? That doesn't seem to have extended as far as I thought it would. Come down. Ah, there we go. Right, so L1, R1 and my left stick side to side does that extension. I was thinking this goes longer, I'm sure it goes longer. So yeah, we can get a much longer extension on that, as you can see. So at the moment I don't need, so I'm going to bring that back. I'm also going to bring that back. Like so. Now, L1 and R1 and rotate the head like so, and open and close the grab like so, which is lovely. So we'll open the grab, bring that down. What I'm going to do is bring it in a little bit, like so. Rotate it a little bit, try and get it central. That's pretty good. Let's drop it right down. Now, what I can do, if I want to at this point, is close the grab. What I could also do is R1 and R3 and I can move my logs like so using the straps rather than the crane grab. So for any of you out there that find the crane grabs can be a little bit finicky, which I always do, and this is why I love the mill loader, because the mill loader does this as well, and it's got a much bigger grab on it. This makes loading and unloading of logs so much quicker, so much easier, hassle free, nothing's flinging all over the place. I like this a lot. And what I also like about this is actually the manoeuvrability of it. Like I say, so wherever you're doing your work, that's brilliant. I like that as a new feature. That nice long extension on that. So the height you can gain on that for loading and also distance is absolutely brilliant. Whoa! Although, yeah, be careful. As you can tell, I'm not a crane operator in real life. That much is glaringly obvious. But what I was going to say was camera angles. This is what I did notice. Oh, of course it's going to work perfectly right now, isn't it? When I tried it a minute ago, it was a little bit stuttery. I didn't seem to like it very much. Oh, that's alright. Cool. That's very nice indeed. Now you can close the grab if you want to, like so. If you want to go for a more kind of, you know, want to look a little bit more realistic. If I take that off now, see what I mean? I'm not a fan of the grab without the straps. With the straps, it's absolutely amazing. So there we go. What we'll do is just drop those off there, close that up. Let's pop that away. That smashed onto the roof, which I've just done. Never mind. Hey ho and all that. And then it just goes back down into its rest, onto its cradle there, like so. And then we fold the trailer, like so. And off we go to our next job. I love it, because I do like doing a bit of logging, and that thing is absolutely brilliant. 15 grand, admittedly you do need the Griffin module truck in the first place, but if you're going to get a truck and you want something that's very versatile, this is the kiddie. I mean, it does pretty much everything. It's an amazing bit of kit anyway. This is going to be a required mod to use that. So there we go, that's the NMC timber loader. And that's it, that's the mods for today. I'm just going to check to my right on the Modhub to make sure I haven't missed anything. Oh, there was one, I just want to say that it was the field trigger conveyor belts by Holger Sengstock, and it popped up saying new. But then when you went on it, it did say changelog. It's added the Grimmer T8016. We've already got the AT22. Now I thought we'd already had these. I could have sworn we had the field trigger conveyor belts already, but I might have been thinking of FS19. I apologise if I am. But yeah, as far as I'm aware, it's an update and not a new mod. But I apologise if it is a new mod, because I have then technically missed it. Anyway, all that being said, we have come to the end of the mod review for today. Not sure about the selling. Like I say, if anyone knows about the selling for the pallets, let me know. You know, at the end of the day, I'm the guy that's showing you the mods. I'm the guy that's supposed to know, and I can't work it out. It's going to be something really obvious that I've forgotten or I've missed, or something that's gone wrong. But this is pretty cool as well, by DD ModPassion. So there you go. If you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.